just like another like hyped product from Nykaa, but again it is Nykaa and they have to always keep increasing their prices. When I received this palette, I was totally bummed. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be reviewing the Nykaa's Just Wing It eyeshadow palette. The reason why I'm doing this video is because I have never tried, first of all I've never tried Nykaa's eyeshadow palettes ever. I went on their Nykaa beauty page on Instagram, and so many people were so mad about the price range. Trust me, even when I heard, I was like,
oh, what the fuck, like what does Nykaa think?
This is not the price range we expect for Nykaa. We expect anything which is less than 1,000 or like in between 500 or 800 or 1,000 rupees. Like would have been better, but no, Nykaa has to like increase their prices. So I actually bought this on their launch day. So whenever you buy anything on the launch day, Nykaa usually has like 10% off, and this was like originally priced at 1,499, which is 1,500 rupees, which is a lot of money. Okay, I don't know what Nykaa thinks. Nykaa, are you so delusional? Do you think you are a high-end brand now just because you're selling luxe products on your website? The brand Nykaa was supposed to be really affordable and give really good quality products for a very affordable price. So what happened to all of that? So the excuse that we're giving is that if you want good high quality products, then they have to increase their prices. So let's see how high quality this palette actually is. And let me tell you one more thing. When I received this palette, I was totally bummed. First and foremost, because I thought, okay, so they are offering for 1,500 rupees, and I expected to be like a decent palette size, and this is freaking so small, you guys. Like this is my hand, and the palette just fits perfectly in my palms, and this is just the outer packaging I'm talking about. It's not even the inner packaging, and I was like so bummed when I saw this, and I was like,
oh my god, did I pay like whatever money I paid for this small freaking palette?
Like that was my first impression. Just to show you everything, like this is how the palette looks like. This is just the outer packaging, and back here they've written everything, the ingredients list and what this palette is about and all of that. If you see the outer packaging, it's fine. It's Nykaa has a very pretty like standard packaging that they have carried from a very long time, and this is nothing special. It's just another basic ass palette. So yeah, by the way, I got the eyeshadow palette in peach sorbet, and they have named all the eyeshadow palettes based on ice creams, which is so good because I love ice creams. And yeah, I think that was like really nice, something a bit creative. I think you can give some points for that. And also when I saw like all the other palettes, they were like just basic, man. Like Wet n Wild has so many of their palettes, like double chocolate chip. I think Wet n Wild has something like that in the 10 pan eyeshadow palette, and there was this caramel something, I think again that is very basic. And then they had crushed berries. I was actually debating buying between crushed berries, double chocolate chip, and this one, which is the peach sorbet, because I was kind of like, I want to go with crushed berries, but I already have such good berry shades in my collection. So do I want another basic palette and spend so much of money? Like I was like, no. So let me like decide between double chocolate chip and peach sorbet. But again, I was confused, and I asked on Instagram, and many of you voted for this. So thank you for that. Let me see like what they claim about this eyeshadow palette.
Indulge in your favorite colors with this 12-in-1 eyeshadow palette. These mattes to shimmer shades will get you rocking that simple, subtle daytime look to red carpet ready glamour. Okay? The velvety texture easily blends to create smooth, even color while delivering a rich, long-lasting pigment, never falling apart. This palette is the ultimate tug at the heartstrings of beauty lovers. So mix and match from these 12 shades according to the occasions,
and amaze everyone with them angel eyes, girls. Angel eyes. And they say it's a velvety formula, well lasting, waterproof and smudge proof. And the ingredients that they have here are shea butter, bisabolol. I think it's called bisabolol. I don't know how to pronounce it. Let me not butcher it. But it's an ingredient which is used to like soften your eyeshadows, to make it like very velvety and soft and like kind of buttery. So I think that is the ingredient. And then they have vitamin E, tomato fruit extract, and ubiquinone. I just searched on Google like what this stands for, and I think this is for like anti-aging. They say that it has that anti-aging benefits to it. Yeah, they say it's paraben and SLS free. They say it's not tested on animals and it's dermatologically tested. And once you open this palette, it will last you only for 12 months. That's what they have put over here. And the net weight is just 9.6 grams. Now Wet n Wild's net weight is I think 8.5 grams or something, 8.4 or 8.5, something like that. So you just get another 2 grams or 1.5 gram of the product, and they are charging like double of what Wet n Wild 10 pan eyeshadows are priced, which is like ridiculous. And I absolutely love the Wet n Wild eyeshadow palettes. So I'm just going to open it. So when I open, they have this kind of like a protective barrier, I guess, I don't know. And here is the palette. Okay, so this is how it looks, and I'm just going to open it. These are all the eyeshadow shades. What the heck is happening here?
Dude, like this is 2019 and why can't you come up with a good blending brush or some kind of a brush instead of putting this
Sponge. Who uses this sponge? You're charging 1,500 for God's sake, and you are giving this product as a brush? Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my god. I don't know, guys, like this is just pathetic. I'm just going to put that aside for now. And they also have this protective flip. The mirror is a good quality one. As I told you, this is a very basic ass packaging, you guys. Like, Nykaa, please, you know, I know you have a wonderful team. I know you have so many people in your team, and please come up with some good packaging. Like, I'm bored of this, you know, or this same old. I know it's sleek and it's, you know, a standard packaging that you carry, but I think you have done something better with the packaging. And just imagine like all those bloggers that you know, Nykaa send their PR packages to. Like, where do they keep these palettes together? Like, if you have 5 palettes and if you're in a hurry, you don't know which palette to like pull, and you're like always like, oh my god, like you just have to like take it and everything looks the same, and you just have to like see each and everything. You can be like, girl, like don't be that dramatic. I know it's not that dramatic, but let me tell you, I have Morphe palettes with me. I have around 8 or 10 palettes. The initial ones, like the Morphe, had just the basic packaging with behind with the sticker, you know, they had put like 39B or 29B or whatever like that. And I always like used to like pull that and see which palette, and you know, and at the end, like these days, I don't even look at them, just because, you know, I know like they're not easily accessible because of the packaging. And yeah, I think this is going to be the same. Like, if you have 2 or 3 of these palettes, you'll be so confused and as to which palette is which. And I think at least if they had something even like this on here, it would have been at least something better. Packaging wise, I'm not happy with the packaging. Yes, it is not like that cheap ass packages, or even like the Wet n Wild ones, which is very plasticky and very cheap. It doesn't feel like that. But this feels quite heavy and nice. But the only thing is, again, the packaging is very basic, man. I don't hate it, but I don't like it as well. So yeah, it's just there, it's okay, it's fine. The name and everything is on the top, so that's just that. But coming to the you know, the color palette that I've chosen for this particular palette, which is the Peach Sorbet, it's really nice. I really like all the, like, you know, shades in here. All different kinds of peach and browns and neutral shades. So I'm really happy about the, you know, color theme that I have going over here. That is something I'm like really happy about. So yeah, guys, these are all the swatches. As you guys can see, this is how the eyeshadow palette, like the shades look like. So again, I wasn't impressed about the swatches. They're very dry, and the pigmentation is not at all great. The shimmers did not perform good at all. Like, there's not even like one shimmery shade that is like outstanding, that has this kind of like, you know, the metallicness that I want, like or I have used in other palettes. It's not. So again, you can never say by the swatches, because some palettes perform really well and some palettes don't. So I don't know, guys. Like, let me see. I'm just going to try it on my eyes and see now. So I'm gonna take this shade, which kind of is like a very neutral tone peach kind of a shade, I think. I don't know. Let me see how this like looks on my skin tone. Okay, nothing is seen as expected. Okay, so that is pretty impressive. Nothing is seen. So I'm just going to shift and go to like a much darker shade, which is this one. The color which is like right next to this one. I used this one first and now I'm going to use this. It is a matte peach shade. Hope at least this performs well. And there's no too much of kickback in the pan, which is, again, it's good. And I'm going to use it on my crease. So okay, this has some pigment. Looks good. I have to like dip in a lot to get that kind of pigmentation. So yeah, guys, I think I have used around 10 times. I just like dipped inside the palette, and this is the pigmentation I've got. Yeah, blending wise, it's blending quite good. It's not patchy or anything. It's blending quite well. So I'm going to take this shade, this one right over here, which is much darker than this one. So that's kind of like a orangey red kind of a shade. Again, there's not too much of kickback in the pan. I don't know if it's good or bad, because few people say that if you have a lot of kickback, that means you'll have a lot more pigmentation. You don't have to like dip in your palette and like do that extra hustle to get that pigmentation. But yeah, it's blending very well. And also, like, these shades don't feel that soft on my eyes. Again, as I said, these are not like super duper pigmented. They're just like pigmented enough. But this shade performed very well. Lastly, for my matte, I think this is the only shade that's remaining. No, I actually didn't use this one, this shade right over here, just because I know that it's not going to show up on my skin anyway. So it doesn't make any sense. So lastly, I'm going to take this brown shade. So just to like deepen everything up. And this shade has some like fallout more than the previous shades. And this shade is not showing up as much as I wanted it to show up. Again, it's blending out quite well. Yeah, guys, that is all for like my matte eyeshadows. As you guys can see, some colors perform really well. All the peachy tones that I used, except for the first shade, because that shade didn't show up on my skin tone. Before further going into any eyeshadows, I'm just going to remove all of my excess thing and correct all those up, and I'll be right back. So guys, I'm really confused as to which shades to use, because there are quite really good shades. I mean, I love this shade and this white shade, but this, I think I'm going to probably use this in my like inner corners. This peachy shade is like really good. It's very, very amazing. I'm gonna use this kind of like a berry toned shade, this shade. So I'm not using any Fix Plus. I just want to see how it performs. I mean, even with my finger swatches, it didn't perform that good. So I'm going to use on like outer half. So can you see what I'm telling you guys? This is such a dry ass palette. It is not, the shimmers are not seen properly. Yeah, it is just like a normal sheen of color. It's not as pigmented or as metallic-y as I like it to be. So yeah, guys, I have this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Spray Set, and I'm just going to spray this on my brush, and we'll see how this performs with a wet brush. So you guys can see how how shining it is. So on this side of my eye, I'm just going to use. Look at that, like, no, it has given some sheen again, of course, but it's not as pigmented as I want my metallic or shimmer shades to be. Okay, so next I'm going to take this shade, Perfect Peach, kind of like a shimmery peach shade. So I'm just going to use that, and look at that, I have like just packed it so well. I'm going to use it on the inner half of my eye. Not at all impressed. So that's how it looks with a dry brush, and with wet brush, let me see how the same thing looks. This is just like a matte shade with very tiny glitters in it, and the glitters are like not even seen. I mean, the shades, again, as I told you, they are pretty, but I'm not getting that intense pigment that I want with my metallic shades. Can you see? It's not at all pigmented. Like, at least right over here, I can just see a very light sheen in the eyeshadow palettes. I mean, in these shimmery metallic eyeshadows, but it's not happening. It just looks like a straight off matte shade, with very tiny hint of glitter here and there. So since I can't find my inner corner brush, I'm just going to take the one that it came. I don't know how well it works. So yeah, I'm going to take this white shimmery shade, and it's very, very white, and I'm just going to use it on my inner corners. I mean, the metallic shades just suck. They're not metallics, or they're not shimmers. They just have like a very light hint of sheen to them. Probably, I think this is the reason like no bloggers, I mean especially these beauty YouTubers, are not reviewing this product, because they know that it's absolutely sucks. This is how the eyeshadow like looks without using any eyeliner or like lashes or anything. So yeah guys, this is my completed look. I just used some eyeliner, some kajal, some mascara, and I'm back. Now coming to my final thoughts. Okay, I have so much to say. As you guys can see, it's really pretty. The eyeshadows performed quite fine. Shimmer shades were an absolute flop for me, because they aren't that shimmery. They just have a very light sheen. Does this look pretty? Yes, sure it does. Like, my eyeshadow looks really pretty. Everything looks really nice. Like, it's blended, it's nice, but it's not up to the mark. And I think this eyeshadow palette shouldn't be anything more than 700 or 800 rupees. So that's the reason it absolutely sucks. I tried this palette, so you guys don't have to try this palette. And let me tell you, I'm really sad because I kind of spent 1500 rupees, but I'm really happy because I'm kind of like saving your guys' 1500 rupees, which I'm so glad. As I said, yes, the color palette is good, the color selection is very good, but it did not perform good, okay? For the price, definitely not. And the brush, like the brush that they gave was so pathetic, you guys. I just want all these beauty brands to stop giving such kind of sponge applicators. Just give a good brush. Nykaa Beauty as a brand is a very affordable brand. Like, the way they started off was a very affordable brand, and the way they are heading towards now, I'll not be surprised if it just comes under the luxe items anymore. And I think they are kind of like missing out on the point that they are selling luxe items now, but that doesn't mean that Nykaa Beauty is a luxury brand to charge this much of a money for this basic ass palettes. But again, it is Nykaa and they have to always keep increasing their prices, and that's the same with their eyeshadow palettes as well. So this is just like another like hype product from Nykaa that I think they're just, at this point, I just feel like they're just making all of this just for the sake of money, and they actually don't care about the customers or what they actually want. This whole launch is like not happening. And definitely I don't know like if other products perform good, but this eyeshadow palette, the shimmer shades absolutely suck. You guys saw it for yourself. All in all, I don't think this palette is worth 1500 rupees. And yeah, just save your money and don't buy it. And yeah guys, that's it. I hope you all really enjoyed this video. With that same note, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. And I'll catch you guys with another interesting one next time. As I always say, keep slaying. I love you guys so much. Bye.